Introducing chart number 4, all known dates in regards to Daniel's 70th week. Daniel's 70th week began on the 22nd of September 2017, which is the Day of Alarm, or Yom Teruah, or the Feast of Trumpets. Strong's 8643 says that Teruah means a shout or blast of war, an alarm. Yom Teruah is the fifth feast noted in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 23 to 25. It is on this feast, which is a moed, or an appointed time, that the tribulation has begun. Daniel's 70th week ends on the feast known as Yom Kippur, otherwise known as the Day of Atonement. Yom Kippur falls on the 14th of September 2024, which is 7 years after Yom Teruah 2017, or 1 week. A week is the biblical terminology for 7 years that was established in Genesis chapter 29, verse 27. There is exactly 2,550 days between Yom Teruah 2017 and Yom Kippur 2024. This 2,550 days is composed of the 1,260 days spoken of in Revelation chapter 12, verse 6, and the 1,290 days spoken of in Daniel chapter 12, verse 11. From Yom Teruah 2017 until Pentecost 2021, there is exactly 1,335 days, which is referenced in Daniel chapter 12, verse 12. This then means we have 3 feasts which are moed, or appointed times, marking out where Daniel's 70th week lays, and where the rapture also exists. There are other reasons why we believe that Daniel's 70th week has begun, namely the Revelation 12 heavenly signs, verses 1 and 2 and verses 3 and 4 of chapter 12 of the book of Revelation. Also, the first seal is believed to have been opened on the 23rd of September 2017, the same day as the Revelation 12 heavenly sign. This is in accordance with the dual chronology of the book of Revelation. The dual chronology of the book of Revelation states that chapters 6 to 11 is one timeline, and chapters 12 to 19 is another timeline. There is, in effect, 2 witnesses to the chronology of the book of Revelation. This means that chapters 6 and 12 are both the starting point for Daniel's 70th week. It is believed that Prince Harry is the rider of the white horse. The white horse is represented by the Invictus Games. The rider on the red horse is believed to be Vladimir Putin, and the red horse is believed to be represented by Russia. The rider of the black horse is believed to be David Robert Malpass, who is the president of the World Bank. The black horse is therefore believed to be the World Bank. Now, we know that Prince Harry is the Antichrist, because he has 7 Hebrew names that equal 666. 7 combinations of his name that equal 666. There is also combinations of his name that equal 666 using English gematria. We know that the prince that shall come is Prince Harry. We know this because on the 23rd of September 2017, Prince Harry confirmed his covenant with the many by wearing an RFID bracelet. This was the same day that earlier Prince Harry was photographed posing with Melania Trump and using a devil horns hand gesture. RFID stands for radio frequency identification. Using ordinal English gematria, where A equals 1 and increments of 1 for each letter up to Z, which equals 26, has a gematria of 299. The same value for Prince Henry Charles Albert David and Prince Harry Charles Albert David, since Harry and Henry both equal 70 using this gematria system. There is therefore a unique connection between Prince Harry and RFID, or radio frequency identification. Using Latin gematria, where A equals 1 and each letter is incremented by 1 until we reach the number 9 or the letter I, and then it resets back to 1, so that there are no double digits in the Latin gematria system. Using this system of gematria, Prince Henry equals 72, and so does Prince Harry. The number 72 is composed of the factors 6 times 6 times 2. Covenant with many equals 72. The United Nations equals 72. The Duke of Sussex, NFC, equals 72. NFC is an acronym for Near Field Communication, which is another type or another name for radio frequency identification. NFC, White Horse, also equals 72. Duke of Sussex, Wales, NFC, equals 72. NFC RFID bracelet equals 72. Invictus Toronto equals 72. Stigma equals 72. Wristband Henry equals 72. And wristband Harry also equals 72. For more information in regards to the Antichrist and his covenant with many and calculations in regards to that, please refer to my video linked in the description box below at this time interval. So Prince Harry has gone forth conquering and to conquer, as specified by the scripture in Revelation chapter 6, verse 2. It is interesting to note that the word invictus means unconquered. It is the Latin word for unconquered. It is believed that Prince Harry has gone forth conquering hearts. He has gone forth in the vein of his mother, who was the people's princess. She was the Queen of Hearts. So too is Prince Harry the Prince of Hearts, the people's prince. He has gone forth conquering and to conquer people's hearts. Let us move on to the details in regards to the second seal. On the 2nd of the 2nd month of 2019, that is the 2nd of February, the second seal was opened. It was on this day that Russia withdrew from the INF Treaty. INF stands for Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces. In the months leading up to the 2nd of the 2nd, allegations by the USA had been levelled at Russia for developing nuclear weapons. On the 1st of February, the USA withdrew from the treaty. It was then the following day that Russia also withdrew from the treaty. It is believed that on the 2nd of the 2nd, 2019, the second seal was opened, and peace was taken from the earth. using Ordinal English Dramatra, President Vladimir Putin equals 278. Also using Ordinal English Dramatra, Nuclear Weapon Great Sword equals 278. It should be noted that where the King James Version specifies red horse, that the Greek specifies bright red horse, because it is the Greek word pyros, which means fire. It is a fire red horse that is specified in Revelation chapter 6 verse 4. Compare this bright red horse, this fire red horse, with the colouring of a mushroom cloud that is the result of a nuclear blast, that is the result of an explosion by a nuclear bomb. It should also be noted that the number 2 in Scripture represents separation, divide. It was on the second day of creation that God separated the waters from the waters. It was in the second book, the book of Exodus, where Moses parted the Red Sea, divided the Red Sea. There is many other illustrations where the number 2 represents division. The second letter in the Hebrew alphabet is Bet, and the pictograph for that letter is a house or a tent. The second letter represents a dwelling. There is a difference between inside and outside. The number 2 represents division. The second seal, which was opened on the 2nd of the 2nd in the second millennium, also represents division, because nuclear weapons rely upon the splitting of atoms, the division of atoms. It is significant that this great sword represents division and the splitting of atoms. A sword in itself represents an instrument that can be used to split and divide. This great sword represents nuclear weapons. Using Standard English Dramatra, the value for nuclear weapon great sword is 2,222. The second beast in Daniel chapter 7 is a bear, and that bear is Russia. The number 2 represents division, separation. There are 2 Hebrew words that mean separate and divide, and they are found in Genesis chapter 1 verse 6 and Exodus chapter 14 verse 16. Both of these words begin with the letter Bet, the second letter in the Hebrew alphabet. They are Badal and Baka. Let us move on to details in regard to the third seal, which has not yet been opened. We know that it hasn't been opened because the price of the wheat has to be 3 times that of barley. Currently the price of wheat is 1.7 times the price of barley. Using Ordinal English Dramatra, David Malpass equals 121. President equals 110. The World Bank equals 133. The Rider Black Horse 181. And Revelation equals 121. The total of these values is 666. It should be noted that the number 121 can be substituted for the word Antichrist. Using Standard English Dramatra, Robert, which is David Malpass's middle name, is 447. The same value for the words third seal, using Standard English Dramatra. Using Jewish Old English Dramatra, Rider Black Horse also equals 447. And using Jewish Old English Dramatra, both Robert and third seal equal 317. Using Latin Dramatra, 600 6 equals 133. The same value for the World Bank using ordinal English gematria. Using Latin gematria, David Malpass equals 40, which also equals black horse. Revelation chapter 6 verse 5 specifies that the horse is a black horse for the third seal. For more information in relation to calculations for the third seal and for David Malpass, please refer to the links at this time interval in the description box below. For the rest of the dates not covered in this video, please refer to part 1, which will be linked in the description box below.